AEW have issued a Tony Khan medical update. Meanwhile, Drew McIntyre has been pulled from WWE TV, and a WWE Ruthless Aggression Superstar has returned to the ring. More on that in the wrestling news. Hello everyone, Jack and Ross here with the wrestling news. You'll be glad to know that AEW have issued a medical update on Tony Khan after that.
I am glad to know.
Yeah.
I thought he was dead.
He wore that neck brace at the NFL draft, which I think was actually good.
It was very, very good. Commit to the bit, Tony Khan, fair play. But yes, an announcement was made by Tony Schiavone during commentary on Saturday's episode of Collision, where he said that Tony Khan was grateful to still be able to work, but was not medically cleared to travel. According to the announcement, Khan will be running AEW shows remotely from Jacksonville until he is cleared to travel again.
But there is more of a kind of an on-screen point to this, because this could lead to developments down the line, because Nigel McGuinness then addressed the possibility that Tony Khan could need an in-person replacement for the upcoming Winnipeg show, as well as future AEW shows. Nigel then questioned whether it would be the Young Bucks themselves, who obviously attacked Khan and are responsible for his injury, who would be the ones in charge. But the return of Kenny Omega has also been announced for this week's AEW Dynamite in Winnipeg.
Because that's tantalising, because which way will Kenny Omega go? Will he go with the Elite, which he was sacked by a couple of months ago, or will he go against them, take them down?
I think it would be a good move if he was a babyface when he came back, because people are going to be excited for him to be back anyway. Yeah. Even if he can't wrestle, I think people will be excited, especially in his hometown.
Just because the way Dynamite played out last week as well, just you would assume the Elite themselves were going to run the show, just the way they did that promo, going like, we're taking over. I can't remember what they said, but words to that effect.
It was also revealed over the weekend that Tony Khan's neck brace is going to be auctioned off for charity. The NFL Network's Rich Eisen was reached out to and agreed to sign his autograph on the neck brace, which will then be put up for auction by Tony Khan whenever the time comes for him to remove, whenever he's feeling all right.
It could be weeks, it could be months, we don't know.
It could be ages. It was announced that the money garnered from this will go to the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, going through Rich Eisen's charity, which is called Run, Rich, Run. I know why it's called Run, Rich, Run.
Is it because there's someone called Richard who is running?
Rich Eisen, the NFL Network presenter, he's like the Gary Lineker of the NFL Network, but he's not an ex-professional. And whenever it's like the tryouts for the new draft class or whatever, he does like the 40-yard dash and times himself, but in dress shoes and a suit. And then for laughs, they then sync that up with actual professional young lads running next to him, and they're like, look how much faster he is than you, Rich.
Like WrestleMania superstar I Show Speed. Do you see that one?
Is he quick?
My goodness.
Is that why he's called that?
I assume so. Yeah, I think he did a 4.4. I don't know. He did 4 something. It was very, very quick.
Bloody hell. There's also been a backstage reaction as well to the Tony Khan injury angle. This comes courtesy of Fightful Select.
Yeah, Fightful Select is saying a lot of positivity. People are realistic. They know that Tony Khan is a character that gets attention and heat and the like, and they thought it was executed well based on the people I talked to, Fightful Select talked to. I didn't hear anyone with an issue, and that is as it should be.
Yes, I think I wasn't a fan of the whole CM Punk Jungle Boy airing the footage and all that sort of stuff, but in terms of this stuff with Tony Khan and the Bucks taking over, I think it's been done pretty well.
And the moment itself with the camera work zooming in on Jack Perry's poo-eating grin, we'll call it, on the news here this morning, it was all done very well indeed.
Switching over now to WWE, and we're going to talk about Drew McIntyre, because over the last few weeks, Drew has been working through an injury competing on the UK tour, despite suffering from a badly hyperextended elbow.
He has had that big black arm pad thing on, hasn't he? So that's what that means, obviously. PW Insider have reported that McIntyre will no longer be working through the injury and instead will be taking time off to recover. It isn't known how long he will be away from programming, but word and news in the report is that he will not be back immediately.
Fair enough.
Take your time, Drew.
Yeah.
He can do all of his work without doing anything physical and just sitting there with his phone in his hand, just tweeting like there's no tomorrow.
He's become one of those. A few years ago, I'd be like, Drew needs to be in the ring in the thick of the action to get over. But no, not anymore. He's a world-class troll.
Aye, and the good thing is now that Drew McIntyre is injured, it gives CM Punk ammo to have a go back at Drew McIntyre.
Fantastic.
The barb's going back and forth between these two broken boys.
It's said as well in the PW Insider report that Drew has received a great deal of respect from those in WWE due to working the UK tour despite being injured. That's not the way it should be. I just don't think that's the way it should be.
He's probably that sort. He is that type of guy, and he working hard just to please the fans over here in the UK who would probably paying money to see him because he's from around-ish here.
Yes, just in addition to that story, which you may have heard already because it was The Rock who broke it, of all people. But over the weekend, The Rock revealed on Instagram that Drew has finally re-signed with WWE. There was a video of Drew being sent the gift of a sword with the caption, "Man of my word, as you're a man of yours. Congratulations, Drew McIntyre, on signing your new WWE deal."
So we're right to assume that The Rock and Drew McIntyre had a conversation where The Rock was like, if you sign a new deal, I'll get you a new Claymore.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's
What's
it.
the man of your word about? What's that about?
A man of my word as you're a man of yours. That's the only thing it can mean. Yeah.
If you re-sign there, Drew, I will especially just gift you a massive Claymore.
Unless it's a sneaky future title shot. Whenever CM Punk's won it, and then in Batista fashion, you've got to defend against
Money on the Claymore. The new gimmick contract stipulation in WWE.
According to Figure 4 Weekly Online as well, Drew's new deal is for 3 years, with 2027 now the new year of expiration. It's richly deserved.
Yeah, big time.
Yes.
Best work of his career this year.
Now we're heading down to mine. Certainly Ross's favourite brand.
I don't know anymore. It's, I had to take last week off, obviously, after the devastating news of Come Tuesday's release. I'm still not quite over it, but at least there's some new lads here going to have a fair crack at the whip. Unlike Terry, who Terry would get one foot ahead, and then the booking would just take him 7 steps backwards. It was just, "You've been tabled" is one of the greatest catchphrases of all time, and it wasn't utilised to its fullest. And it's a real shame.
Just when you're sounding deflated there, you're really reminding me of like a latter day Martin Tyler on commentary. Just can't be arsed.
When you get invested in someone like that, the memories he gave us on the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast, it'll never be forgotten.
But as Ross mentioned, there are some new stars looking to hopefully fill the void left by Von Wagner, as was confirmed on last week's We're not joking there, right? Like, he genuinely was good. It was the booking that was the issue.
He's funny. It started off rocky because the Come Tuesday promo was bad, but he turned into one hell of a character.
He really did. But as was confirmed on last week's NXT, WWE upstarts Tyreek Igwe and Tyson DuPont are set for their debut on Spring Break in Night 2 this Tuesday. Their opponents will be the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. They've previously worked Level Up and NXT house shows. Now, I don't know if you caught up with last week's NXT.
Oh, of course I did. I saw the little promo with them walking through the streets and
train
whatnot.
tracks.
Oh,
Careful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't get on the wrong side of those tracks.
No.
Something bad might happen.
I think they're on the right side of the tracks. They seem like babyface boys.
Yeah, they do.
But they're big, powerful boys as well, and I'm excited to see what they can do.
There's lots of highlights on YouTube of those two just doing massive moves from Level Up, which I had the pleasure of watching. I don't know why I said the pleasure. I enjoyed watching them do their work.
Now moving from stars of the future to a star of the past as Ruthless Aggression Superstar, and it says here, YouTube icon Maven returned to the ring for Booker T's reality of wrestling promotion last night, taking part in the 30-man Last Stand Rumble. If you're going to get Raven in a type of match, it's got to be a Royal Rumble.
God, of course it is. He ended number 21. Is that the best number entered in the ROW Rumble history? We don't know. Like the 27 or number 30 that isn't right. He was hitting drop kicks. I think he hit one drop kick and lost a shoe. He hit it that hard. It was fantastic. Maven's first match this was since July 2023, and he's wrestled less than 10 times since 2007.
I'm glad to see Maven back. I like
Maven.
Yeah, I liked him before, and now is the insights he gives into the pro wrestling world, even though he presents through like quite a YouTube presenter-y sheen, I think there's still a lot of insights that he gives on his YouTube channel. It's very good.
Yeah, the type of insights that nobody else gives you,
right.
Which is nice. This is when I took steroids.
Yeah,
this is when
I
didn't take steroids. This is how much money I made with a pile of money in front of me.
I didn't see that one. Fantastic.
This is who I didn't like in the locker room. This is who I did like in the locker room. I forget who he didn't like in that video.
He didn't like Devon at first, but now they're best pals, which is nice to see. Tonight, Adam Pacitti will be doing live reactions at youtube.com/cultaholic/live. He'll be reacting to Raw, and of course, it's the second half of the draft.
And there's still hope for Come Tuesday to come back, just as a free agent draft to Raw SmackDown, as they should do. Because this is the first misstep, really, in the Triple H book. Maybe after WrestleMania 39 and Cody Rhodes not winning there, although it was paid off well at 40, of course. Yeah. But this is the first big misstep, releasing Come Tuesday.
Cameron Grimes being released as well.
And after not being given a chance.
No, I know.
He doesn't know what he's doing, Triple H, does he?
He's crap.
He's rubbish, isn't he?
So yes, Adam will be reacting to the draft tonight. We've already seen Carmelo Hayes come up and have that match with Cody straight away. Kiana James.
Yes, the business bitch. What does this mean for Izzy Dame?
What does this mean for Izzy Dame? It is what it is. Maybe
it was what it was now.
It was what it was. We'll have to find out on this week's NXT and all the other shows as well, of course. We've got more news later on today at this very YouTube channel, Cultaholic Wrestling. Thank you for watching. I've been Jack. This has been Ross, and we'll see you soon.